Live from the heart of downtown West Palm Beach from Stars International Studios. This is Fellas Fridays. I need you to follow and subscribe, like, share, and comment, and head on over to ScootyShades.com and use promo code ScootGang for 15% off all orders. This is Fellas Fridays, episode 40. Secrecy is the first red flag. Welcome back to Fellas Fridays. You already know what this is. No sugarcoating, no excuses, just truth and pressure. Today we're talking about something men feel before they can even explain it. Secrecy. Because cheating rarely starts with sex. It starts with distance. It starts with silence. It starts with information being withheld. Secrecy is the first red flag. Here's the truth most men ignore at first. People who have nothing to hide do not hide. They do not guard their phone. They do not disappear without explanation. They do not become vague about their whereabouts. And they definitely don't suddenly need privacy in places they never did before. Secrecy does not appear randomly. It appears when behavior changes. And men always notice the shift. The tone changes. The energy changes. The warmth disappears. And the attention drops. But instead of trusting their instincts, they talk themselves out of what they feel. They say they're overthinking. They say they're being insecure. They say they don't want to cause any problems. But that silence costs you clarity. Here's something important. Cheating isn't just physical. Emotional distance is already betrayal. When someone starts sharing less, explaining less, checking in less, they're investing that energy somewhere else. Time is currency. Where it goes matters. Secrecy shows up in small ways at first. She tilts her phone away. She locks it when she never used to. She answers messages in private. And she gets defensive over simple questions. You're not crazy for noticing that. Patterns matter more than words. Men often get hit with labels when they bring this up. Controlling, insecure, jealous. But asking for transparency in a relationship is not control. It's baseline respect. A woman who respects you doesn't make you guess. Here's another truth. If she accuses you of not trusting her instead of addressing the behavior, that's deflection. Trust isn't demanded. Trust is built through consistency. And consistency doesn't include secrecy. Distance always comes before cheating. Less affection, less communication, less interest in your day, less effort to connect. That emotional withdrawal is not accidental. It's preparation. And here's where men make their mistake. They respond to secrecy by doing more. What else is new? More attention, more patience, more reassurance, and more chasing. But chasing doesn't fix the distance. It widens it. You can't compete with mystery. Pay attention to accountability. When you ask a calm, reasonable question, does she answer clearly? Or does she flip the conversation on you? Does she reassure with actions? Or does she dismiss you with words? The response tells you more than any excuse. Cheating thrives in environments with no boundaries. When everything is tolerated, nothing is respected. If secrecy has no consequence, it becomes normal. And normal turns into betrayal. Here's an uncomfortable part. Sometimes the red flag is not proof. It's permission. Permission to step back. Permission to observe. Permission to stop investing blindly. You don't need evidence to set standards. You need self-respect. Trust your gut, but verify with patterns. Or verify her patterns. One strange night means nothing. Repeated secrecy means everything. Consistency builds trust. Inconsistency erodes it. If she valued the relationship, she would protect your peace. She'd communicate. She'd reassure without being asked. She would close gaps, not create them. That's what respect looks like. So stop ignoring red flags because you're afraid of the answer. Stop accepting secrecy to avoid conflict. Stop confusing silence with loyalty. Because when transparency disappears, trust follows it right out the door. That's it for this week, fellas. Think on it. Apply it. And I will see you next Friday. But before we get up on out of here, head on over to ScootieShades.com and use promo code ScootGang for 15% off all orders. And make sure you stream my brand new album, The Scootie LP, on all digital streaming platforms. And we got a new music video dropping real soon. Fellas, I'll see you next week. Scoot Gang, stand up. Scootie!